Today I have 10 to 12 brands that I'm going to share with you that are new to me. I've never heard of them, and I'm going to show you that they sold for between $50 and $100 upon my initial research. And then I'm going to dive into each of them a little bit deeper so that way we can determine if this is something that we want to pay attention to in the future. So Poshmark research is super important, and I keep meaning to do it and I never do. And so I thought if I shared it with you, that would get me to finally do it. I've been meaning to kind of just level up some of the brands, find out some new brands that are selling on Poshmark, and just kind of like reorient myself to being in the know. I like to sell things that are proven. I like to sell things that are consistent sellers, things that I can list for at least $50 or more. And so for me, a lot of times I end up online sourcing pretty much only, and I'm looking for the same things over and over because those are the same things that have performed for me in the past. And so then unless I'm specifically looking up new items, I'm not really paying attention to what some new sellers could be. So that's what we're doing today. I specifically wanted to dial into women's pants in the $50 to $100 category. These are all of the solds, and what I did is I scrolled through, looked for some things that seemed interesting and new to me that I could then pull out and dive a little bit deeper with you. So you can pull this up anytime. You can go ahead and search women pants sold, put in a price point, and then you can do your own research with any category that you might be interested in. So up first was this pantsuit, and I saw a ton of pantsuits, so they are apparently still selling. Clara Sun Woo black floral sleeveless jumpsuit, size small. So I'd never heard of this brand. I don't know anything about it, and so what I thought I would do is say, okay, good to know that this one is a $118 jumpsuit, supposedly, new with tags and sold for $65. But like, what else is going on with this brand? Is this a consistent seller of that value? So I just click onto the brand and look at the available. And up front, I can already tell that it's a little bit not what I thought. So we've got some things for 38, 35, 20, 12, 80, 28, 35, 20. So this is not what I like to see when I dive deeper into a brand, because what it's showing to me is that it's all over the place, and the one sold that I found may not be indicative of what's actually going on. That could be fluke. So some of these, they're all different items, of course, and you could dial in and just say, let me look at just dresses, just pantsuits, whatever. I'm not going to do all of that. Just looking at the available listings being all over the board like this already kind of gives me like want. It's probably not what I want. Let me just click into the sold real fast. So there's the pantsuit initially that we saw for $65, then a top for $36. Okay, not too bad. Then a suit set, cardigan and pants for $85, but then we've got a top for $12. We've got another top for $14 and another tunic for $30, which I wouldn't really say that's a tunic. Now we do have some blazers for over $100. That's good. Another blazer over $100. Okay, so maybe it's not as bad as I thought. It's looking to me, just again, off of a quick initial overview here, that the items of value are holding their value. The items that are just like a top are going to be all over the place, because it looks like there's another blaze. All the blazers and jackets are going for over $100, a dress for $55, and then the pantsuit was $6. So if you're finding, let's say, a dress or a blazer, or you're going to, look for, like, this one's kind of like maybe an outerwear cardigan type thing, something of value, it looks like it will do okay. But just a top, I would not bother with it. So that's something good to know. I'm going to close this window. If you don't know this brand, Clara Sun Woo, this may be something that you want to pay attention to. For me, I don't go to thrift stores hoping to find a brand. To me, that's not a wise use of my time. What are the odds that I'm going to go to a thrift store and randomly find this brand? I don't know. So for me, I like to do online sourcing. I like to order bulk boxes. I like to go in and specifically target brands and items that I can get for a cheaper price online and then sell it for more. So I shop on Poshmark to flip on Poshmark. I shop on Mercari and eBay to flip on Poshmark. I shop on ThreadUp to flip on Poshmark. I order bulk boxes and pallets, if you haven't seen, from Helpsy Source, which is my preferred vendor to order in bulk. And so if you use my code, you get 10% 10% off. My code is Rebecca the Reseller, if you use that on the Helpsy Source website. So that's just a quick sourcing tip, but this is something that if I were to come across it in the online sourcing world, I would be dialing into pantsuits, outerwear, things like that. Next up is Myra Penaloza romper crop jumpsuit, one piece wide leg, yada yada. So it says it's $198 jumpsuit. It's sold for $60. Super cute. I could totally see why this is such a Poshmark type of seller. So let's dive into this because I've never heard of this brand. Let's see what is the deal. Okay, so I'm just looking at the available listings. Okay, so this is what dreams are made of here. So we've got something listed for $150, $160, $150, $99, $199, $135. All good, good, good. All high, all pretty consistent. A few things that are on the lower side, but the lower side is 50. Like, that's what I like to see. So this is a great brand to know, a great brand to see if you could find more inexpensive. Let's go into the sold just real quick and see if it, yeah, great. So the jumpsuit romper that we saw, that sold for 60, then one for 72. 75, 40, 70, 127, 95. This is excellent. So pay attention to this. Write this on your BOLO list. See if you can find it somewhere else inexpensive. See if you can find it at a buy, sell, trade store. Yes, I'm going to definitely want to know about that. I love that. I'm super happy we found that. See, already two good ones. That's why I pulled all these out. They're probably not all going to be good. I did not put them in any order, but that you never know what you can find. The research can be great or the research could be garbage. You never know. Color Me Cotton. This is a set and it's a top and a bottom, kind of similar to the other one, like that long line flowy type of thing. I've never heard of Color Me Cotton. It says it's 173 and it sold for 100. Always kind of take the solds with a grain of salt. That's why you need to go in a little bit deeper. You can't go off of one sold because that could be a fluke. You never know. So you always want to dive in. Color Me Cotton, 20, 45, 35, 31. So these are the available listings. And so even outerwear is up for 31, a top is up for 45. It's really all over the place. I'm not loving this. I am not loving this. I don't want to be listing things for $30. I'm not going to click further onto this. I'm going to rule this one out for me. If you are interested, feel free to dive in on your own time. Next up, let's see, is $98, new with tags, Varley, I don't know, clean elevation leggings. Okay, so it says they sold for $64, they're new with tags, they're $98 leggings. Okay, so let's look at this a little bit more. It's high rise. It's cropped though, it's like a 7/8 length. 12, 77, 88, 58, 50, 60, 38, 40, 50. So we got men's and women's, 45, 45, 30. So, it's consistent-ish in like the 30 to 60 to 70 range for being listed. Again, it's men's and women's, it's shorts and things. So it's a little all over the place because of the item types. You could narrow in your search a little bit more and find if it's super consistent, but it looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and just check the sold. So again, I'm clicked into the brand now and into solds. 40, 35, 60, 17, 60, 25, 25, 35. So it's not too bad. It's not my favorite. I don't know that I would be like trying on purpose to seek this out, but now that I've heard of it, it's a weird sounding name. I'm sure if I came across it, I would be like, oh, okay. And depending on the price point, like these leggings here, these might have been the ones that we had, 65, 70. So, I mean, if you find a pair of leggings that are on trend, meaning high rise type of thing, full length, and you can get them for a good price, those seem to be pretty consistent in the 60 to 70 range. So that's something to think about. I don't know that I would particularly target this brand on purpose, but it does seem to have a lot of good things going for it. So if you like selling activewear, that might be one that you want to put on your radar. Next up is Varley, Wesley legging in spiced red orange. So it's $110 legging, sold supposedly for $59. Now this particular stock photo is not the one, but there was a couple of this brand that pulled up when I did my initial search for pants $50 to $100 sold. I saw this brand a few different times. This is the one I clicked on to pull up for you. But what I thought was really funny and noteworthy, and we'll see it when we click into the brand probably, is this. This is recognizable to me as like a Revolve brand. I'm not saying for sure that it is, but it kind of jumps out to me like it's a Revolve brand. I'm not seeing anybody else that's recognized. Maybe this girl. Yeah, here, Varley Revolve. So it's like sometimes when you sell things, and I haven't sold this brand, I haven't heard of this brand, but like I've sold Revolve brands before, and you can kind of like pick out their models. You know, like you know a Revolve model when you see her. And so yeah, this one too, specifically this girl, I've totally seen her before. So it's just very funny because you can kind of get to know something about a brand as you're searching for it, amongst other things, because seeing the models before. I don't love Revolve, because I feel like the brands revolve, and so you're just constantly needing to know, like, is this going on the uptrend, or is this on the downtrend, or is this, gonna work out well, or is this one of those brands where it sells for a lot of money for like two kinds of things, and like everything else from that brand is garbage. It's not my favorite, so I'm not going to super look into this, because as you can see here, like some things are 87, some things are 18. It is a little bit all over the place, and I think that happens when it's a very trendy brand, is that there's people that are just selling it from their own closet, so they'll sell it for whatever, and then there's resellers that are trying to make a thing of it, and so it's hard. Not one of my favorite things. Let's just check the sold real quick. Oh my god, look at all of these similar type sweaters. So you can already see, like, that's a very specific thing going on here. Wow, look at that. Wow, that's very noticeable. These teddy sweaters, these Sherpa kind of fuzzy type things, very interesting. But yeah, those are going for good amounts of money. So if you find something like that, yes, here's the leggings that we saw over here. So the price point on the solds actually isn't too bad. So, this might be something that you could really target into, especially these fleece jackets and things like that. That seems to be a thing. So I'm going to leave this one here, but that's interesting to find kind of like a brand as well as a trend within that brand that seems to do well. And I would highly recommend trying to find those nuances, because that's where you can really dial in on some good sales. Next is Universal Standard. And I will say I have heard of this brand, but I didn't know anything about it. So I heard of this brand because a while back, Helpsy Source had boxes of Universal Standard. I didn't know what it was. I didn't have time at that time to research into it, and I really didn't want to take a chance on anything new at that time. I really do like to kind of sell consistent sellers. So I want things like Torrid and boring stuff like that, because it consistently sells for me. I like selling Eliza J. I like selling Spanx. I like selling, just kind of like regular run-of-the-mill thing that I feel like I can pick good items and sell those. I like selling Zara. You guys know that. So for me, I didn't want to take a chance on this, but let's dig into it a little bit, because it looks like these pants sold really well for $65. So we have things $36, $79, $85, $48, $24, $100. So, a little all over-ish. Yeah, like the dress for $27, like that's not my favorite thing to see. So there might be specific items, if we really dug into this, that could do well. Let's just check into the solds real quick. Universal Standard, 36, 40, 38. So a lot of 30s. So yeah, I mean, for me, if I know that I can list something at 50 and sell it for 30, like I'm good with that. The thing is that kind of item needs to be a consistent seller. So I would need to really dig into this a little bit more, just to make sure that I found some things that consistently sold. I saw some trends in here that worked out really well, because again, now I see like these jeans at 18. I don't love that. This dress was 60, but some of the other dresses were lower. So you kind of need to like get a feel for it. But depending on what your buy cost is, I don't know what that Helpsy Source box was, but that could have been a really good deal. If you were getting it for $10 an item and you were listing them for, 50 and 60 and selling them for 30 and 40, that's not too bad. That would be something I would do. So it just depends on the price point. If you want to order from Helpsy Source, you can use my code Rebecca the Reseller for 10% off. So Lazy Oaf is another one where I've heard of it but never looked into it, didn't know if it was good, didn't know if it was bad. I just kind of like heard it, who knows where. So I did bring this up too though, because it's a jumpsuit and there were just so many pantsuits and jumpsuits jumping out at me. Obviously it was the pants category, so that's where they're going to be, but it just reaffirmed to me that pantsuits, jumpsuits, rompers, pantsuits, all of this thing is like, people are still wanting that. $128 it says, and it says it sold for $70, and like for something like this I could see that, like it seems pretty cool, had a nice stock photo, like I could see that. $88, $40, $110, $65, $150, $49. So this is looking good, looking really good, very interesting stuff, kind of like Zara for the youngin. Really good prices that I'm seeing across the board, generally speaking. I mean, there's some that are low, weird stuff, but that's cool. So let's just check into the sold. So this might be something good if you didn't know about this Lazy Oaf. Maybe I'm the only one, I don't know. I haven't done this kind of research in a while. Cardigans $58, the jumpsuit $70, the other jumpsuit is $140, sweatshirt dress is $60. So this is looking great. So this would be another brand where I'm like, okay, yes. So you want to go in online and try to find people that are just cleaning out their closet and aren't trying to make a profit, and they're trying to just get rid of things, and so you can get it for a cheaper price and then sell it for more. Especially if you can find ones like, look, this one sold for $15 and it's just kind of like thrown there, no stock photo. Like, I'm not going to click into it and do like a whole review, but this is where the deals are. The deals are where you can find something like this and then you can take nice photos of it and turn it to a listing with a stock photo and then do something like this. I mean, I'm comparing different things here, but that's what you want to do. All right, yeah, I'm happy about that. Lazy Oaf, very interesting. Glad I found it. Hope that was new to you. Next up, this one I saw a couple, and I just don't know anything about this brand. I saw a few by this brand. Da Nang Army Camo Cargo Crop Size Small. Like, I don't know if this is a brand. This could be like a no-name brand. Like, I don't know what it is. They say they're $200 retail value and that they sold for $70. People just don't go paying $70 for no-name brands, so it has to be something. Again, I have no idea. $25, $18, $25, $20. So maybe it is a no-name nothing. I don't know, because this is not looking good. Those are $175, so the pants are looking very expensive. They're saying that the retail value is high, but the listing price on some of these is so low. Very weird. It's kind of got like an Eastern sort of, maybe Asian or Indian kind of type of flair to it. I mean, I don't know. That's just what it's saying to me. But these listings are all over the place. And here's the thing. If you really wanted to, you could learn about the brand by actually going to the brand, seeing where it's sold, seeing what their website says. I don't do all of that unless I'm really interested in something. Like, that would be my next level of research. In this video, I'm just trying to kind of identify new brands based on Poshmark history. But if I wanted to then get to know a brand, I could then go and do the next level of research. So yeah, a lot of these were the ones that came up, because here was the one that I found, didn't it? This for $70, but like, look above it. These I also saw. $30, $50, $50. So these pants, like crazy. But then some of the other stuff, not so much. But the pants seem to be the winners here. This one's a skirt for $125. That's crazy town. Tag is not attached. That's really funny. Look at this. So again, I'm a little bit befuddled. I think that some of the pants can do really well. It has to be some kind of very specific type of thing. But I haven't seen... Oh, there's some pants that are lower. So there are some that are lower. So, you know, but this could have been like, this is the same seller here. They could have done a bundle. So there's lots of reasons why sometimes things are high, sometimes things are low. We don't know the full story, especially with Poshmark. But when you look into it deeply enough, you can identify whether something's mostly a fluke or mostly there's something to it. With this one, I'm like less excited about it. I'm more like curious, but I don't know that I would specifically try to go after this particular thing. But if I found it, you know, that doesn't mean that I wouldn't take a chance on it based on seeing this kind of history. Couple left. Next up is Kimsui pants. Kimsui, $395 pants supposedly, sold for $60, like really cool kind of cargo, metallic, shimmery pants. And like, look at this. This person doesn't have, again, not to criticize this person, but like I just rattled off all of these different keywords and none of them are here. They don't have cargo, they don't have shimmery, they don't have metallic, iridescent. Like there's so many things that you can use to identify this, which makes me think it could be a thing, because if it's sold even without all of those keywords, then that means somebody was looking for this. Whereas if you just have a Zara top, you need to put in all the keywords because there's 85 million Zara tops just like it. So in order to sell yours, you need to kind of like go the extra mile. So I'm really curious about this one. And look, there's some Revolve models, also some other ones, but look at that. This girl, she looks familiar. She looks like she's a Revolve model. Just the way they're standing. That's just what it says to me, though those people didn't say Revolve. Anyway, so a dress is up for $280, pants up for $185, runway dress $245. So yes, this is the kind of thing that we want to see. Free people in Kimsui, so that's kind of like a good collab right there. They're kind of like, you know, running in the same circles. So that's what we want to see. So this is great. This is something that we want to see. Love all of it. Dresses are doing really well as far as the available listings. And then here we have finally somebody that put Revolve in the title. And it could be that that particular, you know, item wasn't sold at Revolve because they probably only pick up certain styles. But anyway, so here's the pants that we saw, the $60 pants, long sleeve top for $35, halter brocade dress, scarf bustier. Oh my God, this is a crazy brand. So yes, I did not know about this. This brand is amazing, and I would look into this further. She's another Revolve one, and this one too. This one might be like a Nordstrom, somebody maybe. This reminds me of the Jennifer Lopez dress from like years ago, or she wore, I think that was Versace though, but that's what it reminds me of. Anyway, this is a great brand. If you don't know this brand, this might be something that you want to look into further, especially the dresses. Really good price points there. Okay, next up, the one that I didn't know from the sold. So I went in and found that main category of pants sold 50 to 100. Pulled out anything I didn't know, which was a good amount, and then went through the ones that I didn't know, and many of them are good. So I'm happy about the results. This was a worthwhile effort. Sometimes you do this and it's not a worthwhile. You go through it and you're like, everything here is garbage. So I just want to click on this because it looks like it might be from the original website, or maybe it's from a store that was selling it. I'm not recognizing the look of it. It could be like Nordstrom or Bloomingdale's. It could be who knows what. First seen in March of 2017. I don't know what this is from, but it's Rachel Antonov, the Stacy Plunge jumpsuit in champagne shimmer. Super cute. Again, another jumpsuit. So retailing, I guess here for $299, sold for $60. Said it just glows so beautiful. I agree. Okay, so what else do we have by Rachel Antonov? A knit dress for $54, another dress for $40, another puff sleeve dress, that's $249. Then we've got another one at $128. $199, $79, $150. So this is looking good because many of these things here are rather high. The low ones are still high. Dresses for over $100, some higher than that. Another pantsuit up for $125. So this is looking good. Really pretty stuff. Let's go to the sold. So there's the one that we had. So a puff sleeve sweater for $72 sold. Rachel Antonov women's plus size 3X dress, 10. That seems weird to me. Let's just click into this because first of all, everything else that I saw didn't show plus size. Doesn't mean that there isn't, but now this one's only being sold for 10 when it's a plus size of a really high-end brand. That doesn't make sense to me. So I'm thinking, okay, so it's Rachel Antonoff 4GB. It's like one of those like subscription services. Yeah, because like that just seemed really off to me. And again, I don't know anything about this brand. I could be the one that's an idiot. But it seems weird to me. If you were to find a plus size of a really high-end brand, it wouldn't make sense to me for it to only sell for $10. So what I thought actually was happening was that this person said that it was Rachel Antonoff, but it actually wasn't. It was some other brand, but it is that brand, but it's that brand for something, some sort of collaboration. And so that's when it's obviously not the original brand. And so that's why it sold for less. But doesn't mean that, it should have only sold for $10 when it seems to be this high end of a brand. So like this new with tags, Tony belted puffer jacket, it's an orange and it's like insanely cute. It says it's a $3.95 retail, sold for $185. A lot of these sweaters are selling for $60, puffer jackets selling for $200, rompers for $130. So this is a really good brand also. Again, one I did not know, and one I am happy to know now. Now a t-shirt sold for $20, but that makes sense, and that's, I don't need that women's reproductive system on my shirt. I get the point, but I don't need that on there. Hysterical female, $20. That's an interesting shirt. I probably would like this brand. Seems pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, that's enough here. I'm just kind of like mesmerized now. So Rachel Antonoff, who knew? Didn't know. Now we do. Got two left for you. Okay, so this one I pulled because it's a scrubs brand, and I used to love selling scrubs, but I would sell like, anything scrubs. Then I did try to identify what were the high-end scrubs. Like when I was doing this, it was like Figs. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. This brand actually, now that I'm looking at it in terms of a brand, sounds like familiar. Maybe I would have seen it before. Janu, if that's how you say it. So I'm just gonna click into it because like if you go to the scrub section of your thrift store, you might randomly come across some ridiculously expensive set of scrubs that you could sell for a good amount of money. So this isn't something that I do much anymore, but you might be interested in it. So we have tops for $35, pants for $38, tops for $15 and $12. Yeah, so maybe it's not as good as I thought because these are pretty low. I mean, some of them are higher, but it seems generally speaking to be on the lower end. I would not be excited by this. So I'm going to click off of this because many of them are in the like $18 to $25 range, which seems like, mediocre for scrubs. So I'm not going to look into that further. So that one didn't work out. This one, interesting. It's called Mad Happy Local Optimist Jogger Sweatpant Medium. So it says Local Optimist on it. It has LO. That might be like their saying or their tagline. Thick quality jogger, Mad Happy. Yeah. So it says it's $185 retail and it sold for $80 supposedly, jogger sweatpants. And, doesn't mean that sweatpants can't go for a ton of money, because if you know about Aviator Nation and some of these others, it's crazy what some of these things go for. What was the other one? Free City? Something City. I've seen that was like ridiculous too. Yeah, Mad Happy corduroy pants, $135. Mad Happy and Snapchat collaboration, $85. Rare Mad Happy Heritage crew neck sweatshirt, $295. Mad Happy shorts, $125. So that one is like a guy standing with a snowboard puffer jacket. So maybe this is kind of like a sporty ski kind of outdoor winter brand. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything about it. It does look crazy expensive though. So this is the kind of thing where if you were at your thrift store and you were just going through garbage in the sweatpants section, and then all of a sudden you found Mad Happy, like that would be amazing. So it is good to know about these like random things, especially in a category like sweatpants, because like I said, you could be going through tons of garbage and then you just find that one really good one that most people would overlook because they're like, who's paying attention to sweatpants? But some people want the crazy expensive sweatpants. Let's go to sold, mental capacity. So they have these sayings, it looks like. Local optimist, mental capacity, like they have saying. Mad Happy mental capacity oversized hoodie sold for $95. Shorts sold for $125. That is ridiculous. Mad Happy and Curb Your Enthusiasm collaboration, $250. So some interesting collaborations here. Lots of sweatshirts and hoodies and sweatpants. Some hats. Those are the sweatpants I found before for $80. This one, Mad Happy Alumni Inside Out Crew Neck, $210, like WTF. Okay, so let's just, kind of recap here. We found, I think I had pulled up 10 to 12, I think I had 12 brands here that were new to me, that I had never seen before or knew very little, if anything at all about, and it all came from just one search and then talking to you in this video. So this was a really productive period of time for me to learn these new brands. Hopefully it was a really productive time for you to learn a lot of these new brands. But the thing is, you can do this anytime on your own. But if you want to come back here to my channel, I'm really thinking of doing more of these. And so if you're just working and listening, not even watching, let me know in the comments below if you like this kind of video, what brands you thought were interesting. Did you know them, or was I just the idiot that didn't know them? Would you come and watch more of these kinds of videos? Any feedback you have would be great, because I am kind of digging it. So that was women's pants from $50 to $100 research for what's selling on Poshmark, and I hope that you found some great Bolo brands. Be sure to check out the description to sign up for my Poshmark strategies checklist. You get a free checklist. You sign up for my emails. I send out tons of valuable emails, one every week. And then I have lots of great things that I've pulled together for you in the description, and I will see you next time. Bye.